Our next story starts with a warning. There'll be graphic visuals of a car crash. It's not for sensitive viewers. If you've ever been injured in a collision, a claim from the Road Accident Fund would be the first way you'd try to get money to piece your life back together. But did you know that out of the 100,000 claims the RAF receives every year, they only manage to complete less than a third? Marcia investigates how the RAF has become bogged down in endless litigation and finds itself billions of rands in debt.
Every file in this room represents a life torn apart by a serious accident on South Africa's roads. We kill and maim each other at an alarming rate. Every year, 13,000 people die. Another 62,000 are seriously injured. Those that live hope the Road Accident Fund will help them rebuild their shattered lives. But now it seems the Road Accident Fund has run out of road. The CEO has warned that the implosion of the fund may be imminent and it will have disastrous consequences for the country. Collins Litswalo is the new CEO.
Well, this implosion would happen if we do nothing. The do nothing scenario is that, of course, RAF is going to implode. That's why we are saying it's not sustainable.
The RAF already has 310,000 claims overdue and owes at least 17 billion rand in settled claims it hasn't been able to pay.
Most of these claims that we are paying this year are the ones that are 5 years ago.
And more claims just keep on coming. Professor Henny Klopper, let's call him an RAF encyclopedia, explains the snowballing effect.
They get in, on an annual basis, 100,000 claims. Of those 100,000 claims that they get in a year, they complete only 28%, which means they carry over 72,000.
Over and above the new claims of that year.
Yeah.
And each claim waiting is a damaged life on hold. In 2014, Chris Karkos was knocked off his motorbike in a hit and run.
And it's like within a second, I was like on the road and paralyzed from the neck down. I didn't hear or see anything. And the guy that basically knocked me, he just knocked me and he carried on driving off.
His injuries were extensive.
I broke my femur bones on my right leg. I lost my joints on my right hip. The nerves were basically pulled out of my neck. Luckily for me, as time went on, my hands started coming back. I started getting feeling back in the rest of my body. It's just my right arm I completely lost. But I'm stuck with chronic nerve pain.
He can no longer pursue his career as a cameraman and relies on his wife for everything.
I've lost my career completely. My whole life was completely changed. I'm unable to work at all due to the pain that I'm constantly going through. Even now, while I'm talking to you, I'm in pain.
In May last year, the RAF signed a settlement agreement with him, but he still hasn't been paid out. It's now 6 years and counting.
The payouts is going to be something that we've been waiting for to basically get through the situation of what I'm dealing with now.
Chris is just one of thousands waiting, but the RAF is distracted because it's at war with lawyers. On either side of the Road Accident Fund, you have lawyers. On the one hand, you've got your plaintiff attorneys fighting to get a settlement for their clients. And on the other hand, you've got your panel attorneys defending those claims on behalf of the RAF. These legal fees are costing billions. Every year, Treasury gives the RAF around 43 billion rand. It's a sum total of the 2.07 rand we all pay every time we add a litre of fuel to our tanks.
If a motorist has an average of about 25,000 kilometers per annum, and he has a petrol consumption of 10 kilometers per litre, then that equates to 432 rand a month.
So you and I, that's pretty much how much we're paying. Yeah. Where is the money?
It's gone into litigation over 20 years.
Last year, 10 billion rand went to lawyers, even though 99% of RAF matters get settled on the steps of the court. Does the RAF spend too much on litigation?
Of course. I mean, unnecessary litigation. If you were settling 99% of the time, why would you want to litigate? Even the panel attorneys will tell you They end up settling those matters anyway. Why is there a need for a lawyer?
Since 2014, the RAF has used about 100 different firms of panel attorneys. One of those was Maponya. Baiteng Rangata, co-chairperson, says they built their firm around the RAF's needs.
We've grown from being a two-directorship firm, we have gone beyond 15. And we've built all this, we've hired lawyers.
But shortly after he arrived, Letswalo told the panel attorneys to take a hike. The panel attorneys say they were an easy target. Is that something you would agree with?
No. It's a simple thing. You arrive, you find this organization going down, you ask yourself where the problem is, you see a hole, 10 billion, right? On the other side, these guys are bringing the matters. On the other side, these ones are defending the matters. You then say, I don't want to litigate anymore. Once you say that, who do you get rid of? The people that you are using to litigate. It's as simple as that. It's a logical thing.
Maponya has been working on 6,000 files for the RAF. Now Letswalo wants them back. Fine, says Maponya, but pay us the outstanding 20 million rand you owe us. Letswalo refused, so now Maponya are taking the RAF to court. Maponya's application is bold. When the RAF refused to engage with them, they decided their only course of action was to go to court and apply to have the fund liquidated.
The RAF, ideally, it should not collapse. And we are in a position where the RAF is facing collapse because the person who's sitting at the top seat has got other things. His eye is on other things. And I don't have the confidence in the current CEO.
What are these other things, Baiteng?
Maponya is on the panel. You are going all out to make sure that they don't survive a day. And you go public and you say, I'm going to make your life difficult. I'm going to make sure that you return my files and I'm not going to pay you. Why?
Maponya has 6,000 of your files. The RAF wants the files back. Maponya says, cool, just pay us our 20 million rand that's due. And in between these legal petty disputes and delays are actual claimants. Yes. Wouldn't it be better, Collins, just to come up with a practical solution instead of spending more money on litigation?
We sat with them. We explained what we wanted to do. When greed takes over, I think certain people, some brain cells move. I've said to you, once you bring the file, I'm able to assess it. I don't even know whether we owe the 20 million rand. Actually, we dispute that.
But Maponya says that in his answering affidavit, Letswalo does not dispute that the RAF owes them 20 million rand. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula has also submitted affidavits. I'm going to give you some of the statements that the Minister of Transport has made with regards to this. Now, he says that your claim is primarily driven by financial interests.
You owe me, you must pay me. Whether it's a financial interest, you can qualify it whichever way you want to. Maponya is a law firm, we're running a business. We have rendered a service and you must pay for that service.
The RAF is also engaged on another front, this time in a battle with the sheriff and plaintiff attorneys who keep attaching their stuff. How big of a problem are the writs and attachments for the RAF?
Massive. It's a big problem.
Give me some examples. What's happening here?
The chair I'm sitting on.
Chairs?
Yes.
Everything from chairs to their bank accounts and even the phone lines were fair game. Between April 2019 and March last year, some lawyers jumped the queue and attached 3.9 billion rand of the fund's money. So the RAF went to court to stop the attachments and give themselves breathing room. But that has meant many plaintiff attorneys can't get paid.
When we close the holes, everyone is going to squeal. But that's something that we are hired to do and we are going to do it.
So the court battles rage on, and even Letswalo himself is under fire. A group of plaintiff attorneys want the courts to reverse his appointment. They question his track record. Another allegation here is that you're vindictive and take reprisals against attorneys who challenge you in court. Is that you, Collins?
It cannot be. I don't run this place only myself. I take decisions that people don't like. They make it about me simply because I refuse to accept certain things. I refuse to say the claimant must suffer at the cost of all of us.
Just one more allegation on these documents. You've been brought in as the turnaround guy. You have also mentioned your positive legacy, where you've come from. But that's not what they're saying. They're saying you've actually failed at turning around other organizations and you're going to fail again.
They must prove it. Look at my response to those allegations. Most of those allegations are false. They have got no truth to them.
Letsoalo has inherited a fund with liabilities that exceed its assets by 262 billion rands and is running at a loss of about 11.3 billion rand per month. Now he wants to change the RAF Act, substantially reduce legal fees, and instead of paying lump sums, to pay out annuities instead. As Carte Blanche, we've done several stories on the Road Accident Fund over the years. How long till you call us over and say, Carte Blanche, come back. We have turned things around and this is what we fixed and how we fixed it?
Well, we said to South Africans 3 years, we have spent the first year. COVID given another 2 years, we should bring you back here and you will see a different road accident fund.
One without defense attorneys.
Of course, I mean, there's no future for defense attorneys in the model that we are taking going forward.
Hopefully, Letsoalo's new model will work, because the debt of the RAF is an enormous risk to the economy. But the real solution to the RAF problem is simple. A drastic change of behavior on our roads will dramatically reduce the killing and maiming of South Africans.
Thank you for watching our stories here online, and please subscribe below to become part of our YouTube community and be notified when we upload our latest content.